Hello and welcome to my channel, The Enthusiast Garage. In this video, we're gonna take the car for a spin. We're gonna go fill up some gas. I haven't taken it out on the road yet, so hopefully it doesn't give me any problems. And just review the car, see how it drives, and get the feedback on it. So let's get to it. So there's no power steering, it's leaking pretty bad. I did add more fluid, but as soon as I fill it up, it's been draining again. So this is the first time I take it out on the road. I moved it around my driveway before, but this is the first time I'm actually out on the streets with it. So we're gonna see how it drives, how everything handles. So far so good. There's no power steering. That's the only problem so far that I detect. So the plan is to go fill up some gas because it's about to run out of gas. And then maybe I'll do some pulls in the car, see how it handles. And maybe when I'm back at the house, I can put it up on a lift. And I haven't done like a full inspection, underbody inspection, so maybe I can put it on the lift and inspect everything, see where it's leaking from. If there's any major rust spots on the bottom. So we'll see how that goes. So it's bogging down when I step on it, but maybe because it still needs to warm up. It's still very cold now. And I don't want to mess with it at all now until I put gas, because it's literally on empty right now. I can't tell if that's a misfire or something to do with tuning the car. Of course, I haven't touched the car at all on this one. I just turned it on, saw that it's idling good, so I didn't mess with it yet. So I don't know how the timing is, if the needles need to be adjusted. It does have very good vacuum, that's for sure. But maybe the fuel air mixture needle need to be adjusted a bit or something. Or maybe it just need to be warmed up, so we'll see. I don't have a speedometer or the tachometer, so I don't know. I don't have any information on what's going on, how fast I'm going, but it's at least I'm going 45 probably now. Yeah, it's definitely not an underpowered car. I can feel there's plenty of power. Big difference between this one and the 260 Mustang. The 65 Mustang with the 260 engine, that 260 engine was struggling to go, even though it's tuned and everything, but it takes a while to open up. This one opens up right away. All right, so we made it here. Let's find a nice spot. I like how older Fords, you always fill up from the middle port in the back. It's always interesting. I'm putting 89 in it, spoiling the car a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't bog down more because it's not used to 89. But we'll see how that goes. And I'm curious about the tank size as well. The car took 12.6 gallons. So it's probably a 14-gallon tank. I like the seat belt on it. It's like an airplane seat belt. All right, so the gas gauge works perfect. It didn't go all the way up to full, a little bit before full, but that's fine. All right, so I did find a whole set of gauges. I was at a Cars and Coffee, and there was another guy I saw there that owns a 68 Cougar. And I really like what he did. I'm gonna try to insert, I'll try to insert footage of what I saw at that Cars and Coffee. But he changed the whole dash I forgot the brand. It's called American something, the brand of the dash maker. But the whole dash becomes black leather or like a plastic kind of type. But the gauges all get upgraded to bigger gauges, and they're all every gauge come with its own sensor for more accurate reading. So I really like that. The temperature will come with its own sender unit on the intake side. The fuel will come with its own fuel sender. So the whole kit comes with everything. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for this dashboard. It's a bit pricey though. It's around like $1,400 for the whole thing. So I'm gonna wait a little bit on it until I do everything mechanically. And I apologize about the condition of the interior. I didn't clean it yet or nothing because I've been just busy with the engine, and I'm still thinking about how I want to do the interior of it. I thought about taking it to an upholstery place to change the seats, change the color. I don't like the white color. I want to do the red color, but the leather condition on them is pretty good. Door panels are kind of rough, but the seats, the front two seats and the back seat, really good condition. So I'm thinking about maybe painting them or dyeing the leather myself. So I'm still thinking about it. I did buy a new carpet, brand new carpet for the whole car. So hopefully soon in the future video, I'm gonna do the whole interior where I'm gonna take out the seats, gonna take out the carpet, we're gonna check the condition of the floorboards in the car, and just go through the whole interior. But for now, I'm more concerned with the engine and frame, how if there's any rust. I did see some rust in the trunk next to the gas tank, so that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. So the coolant gauge is it's always gonna be toward the high because the gauge is bad, but it's not overheating. Let's see if it's still bogging down. The car got some nice pulls to it. Yeah, it's definitely a powerful car. I know it's not stock, the engine on it. It didn't come with a 302 engine, but when I was working on it, I did see that the head's been rebuilt. There's the rebuild sticker on them, and it got the Edelbrock carburetor and performance intake, so a lot of upgrades. Let's see if we can get a tiny burnout. Wow. Very torquey, wow. Yeah, I definitely wasn't able to do that with a Mustang. Wow. People just giving me thumbs up. Oil pressure is good. I'm glad the oil pressure is good. Coolant and oil pressure. That would be a problem if it's not working. Wow. Man, this car can pull. Wow. Oh, it's not bogging down anymore, that's for sure. Wow. Wow, very nice pulls. Let's go into the parking lot, set the camera, and try to get some nice footage of it. I know it's a school, it's a weekend though, it's all closed, so it's safe. Alright, so I lost audio here, but what happened was it was pretty funny. As soon as I finished doing the burnouts at that school, there was an older lady at that park at the school, and she was looking at me and looking like where that sound is coming from. So I stopped next to her and I apologized. I told her, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was anyone here. I didn't mean to scare you. And she was like, well, you scared me, so now you have to give me a ride in the car. She's like, is it for sale? How long have you been working on the car? And yeah, she wanted to chit chat a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely a head turner car and bring a lot of looks. But anyways, that's it for this run. Let's go back to the house, put it on lift, and take a look at the underside. Alright, so the car is up on a lift now. And the first thing I notice is the windshield fluid leak. I noticed the reservoir was emptying. It did work when I tried to pump it with a foot pedal, but I can tell there's a problem. So let's get under the car and see what we have here. So that's the first leak. Oh, it seems it's from the line over here. That's a very easy fix. It's an old line that's crimped. Okay. And I did notice the line was very brittle. Okay, yeah, that's an easy fix. All right, what do we have here? That's not a leak, that's the paint. Oil pan, there's some leak here from the bolt, and I noticed that leak when I was changing the oil. I did clean the area and put a new gasket, but I think I need a crush washer on it. So that's an easy fix, not an issue. There's some residue here. What's that? Coolant. Okay, that's coolant. All right, that's probably when I was filling up the coolant system, it leaked a bit. All right, that's a new starter, so that's good. That's a steering rack that's leaking. Ooh, that's leaking very badly from here. And I noticed it right away. Like as soon as you put power steering fluid, it goes out the other way. It's not holding it in at all, barely for like 4 minutes. So that's definitely something I need to take care of. Change all those lines probably. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and change every single line on that system. I'm not gonna just change the leaking line. I'll go through the whole thing. And it needs to be deep cleaned big time. All right, let's see. Suspension, not bad. Tie rod, they are dry and all, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, look at the tie rod over here, completely busted. Yeah, at some point, it's not my priority now to fix suspension. At some point, I'll go through the whole suspension component because I don't want to drop the car. I don't want to keep it on springs. So when I change it to coils or lowering springs, I'll go through the whole system. And brakes, I definitely want to change it to rotors in the future. Look at that, it's leaking from everywhere. Power steering fluid here, coolant here. It's like raining under the car. Is the filter, oil filter leaking? No, it's not. Is that fuel? No. Okay. That is the fuel pump, but this is not fuel. This is coolant. Yeah, coolant, okay. Coolant and power steering fluid. That's what this is. All right, not a big deal. All right, let's keep going. Let's check the transmission. All right, so here's the transmission. There's a tiny leak here. And that's why the previous owner said it was slipping, because this transmission is made in a way where if it loses fluid, it's not gonna operate correctly anymore. And I'm not gonna worry much about the transmission. I am gonna do a manual swap eventually. I do have the transmission already, the T5 transmission that I'm gonna put in. All right, tie rod here need to be replaced as well. Look at that nasty leak. Wow, very bad leak. But so far there's no rust. The whole frame looks in perfect condition. I like how the frame looks, how clean it is. The exhaust is all brand new exhaust, headers and straight pipe, 2.25 inches diameter. It's aluminum. Where is it made? Made from? Made in Canada. All right, Canadian exhaust. All right, let's keep going. Move the light a little bit. All right, so here's the mufflers. There's a part number on it, 17713. And the drive shaft been all painted. I like that. So someone already took care of that. Whoever did the exhaust probably did the drive shaft and cleaned up the whole area over here. Frame, there's no bends. I really like how they didn't fuck up the frame over here, especially those right here on the Nissan. People used to just jack the car on this side with this frame, and then you end up seeing it all bent and rusted. And on this car, it's perfect. Those grommets here are what's covering the bolt to remove the seats, by the way. It's very interesting in this car. The bolts are not from up top, the bolts are from the bottom. It's very weird, I'm not used to that. All other cars I worked on, they're always from the bottom. This is the handbrake cable. And the handbrake is kind of like, it gets stuck on it. So that's something definitely I need to adjust and fix. Here's the differential. And when I did that burnout today, I noticed that one wheel only do the burnout because it's not a limited slip differential. It's an open diff. The limited slip on those models, they're called a posse. And it's like an upgrade. There's the ratio on top right here, I think, or the model number for it. So that's something I definitely want to change as well. What's that here for? I wonder what's that. I guess, oh, okay. So that's like a bumper, like a stop for the suspension. Because this whole differential travels up and down with the car. Yeah. So if it goes all the way, if you do a big jump and the car dips all the way, it will hit this to stop it. It needs to be tightened up though. So the leaf springs been painted a while back. And I don't know, I've never had leaf springs on a car. So I don't know how to change this, how to work with it, if I need to change it. I did notice that the car sits on lower on one side, the left side. So either one of the owners in the past, he was a very heavy dude, or something going on with the suspension. I was afraid gonna be a bent in the frame, but I don't think the frame is bent. Wow, this is really clean over here. Someone already took care of all this and painted it. But what not clean is over here. That's the rust I was talking about around the fuel tank. So this is the fuel tank. It's a brand new fuel tank. And there's a wasp nest over here. And around the fuel tank, you can see some rust spots, especially here, around this area. So that's definitely something I want to take care of and fix. Here's the fuel sending unit. It's working because the fuel gauge is working. Drain for the fuel tank. Let's look at the suspension component in the back. This is brand new bushings over here. The strut is made in Japan. I don't know what brand that is, but here's the part number. I can look it up later. 554287 PE31K. Here's the exhaust mounts. I like how they did it. Both of them. The leather straps look in good condition. Here's the diff. Oh, here's the brand. KYH. KYK, actually. KYR, KYK. I don't know. I'll look it up. Made in Japan. So, interesting. That's good. I don't have to replace the back suspension in the back. Man, honestly, the car looks great. It's way better than what I expected. The condition, the underside condition is really, really good. And it drove great. Oh, look at that. That's the rust here. Look at that. So that's the trunk compartments on right and left. And those areas are usually notorious for rust spots. That's in every car. Even the 6 Series BMW I owned had that. The Nissan Z31 had that. Because water get accumulated in this area and it just start eating away. But I know it looks scary, it's really not that bad. It's really not a big deal because it's not part of the frame integrity, it doesn't affect anything. And it's an easy fix. I'm just gonna cut around it, put a sheet metal and weld it or epoxy it on and we should be good to go. The left side is good, it's not affected. The bushings around the leaf springs are bad. Yeah, here's more bump stops for the suspension travel. It's missing this one. Yeah, it's I like it. Clean, very clean. All right, so pretty much my main concern now is the power steering lines. That's what I want to fix next. I'm gonna order all the power steering hoses and go through them. This is the T5 transmission that I ordered. Well, not ordered, picked up from Facebook Market. It's from a 93. Here's the part number, but it's from a 93 Mustang GT. So this is the world class edition based on the number, and they have the short shifter for racing shifter on it. It feels really good. It's very solid, that short shifter. I really like it. Owner said that it was working, no slipping, no problems, so hopefully it doesn't give me a hard time. Here's the splines on the front. They look pretty clean. And here's the sensor. It got the old school sensor, not the digital one, and the old school speed sensor. And that's why you need something that's older than 95. The best years to do a T5 swap is from 86 to 94, I think. So he gave me a bell housing with it, but this bell housing is for the 3.8 Mustang. So I don't think it will fit, or I might need to do some adjustment to it to make it fit. But anyways, when I start doing the swap, I'll drop the C4 transmission. I'll line up this bell housing. If it needs adjustment, I can maybe make some cuts or grind it. If not, I'll just buy a new bell housing for the T5 that fits the 302 engine. I am still missing a lot of other components though. I think the drive shaft, I can reuse it, it's same size. But I still need the clutch pedal linkage. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with a hydraulic one that sits on the side or do that Z linkage that came in that body style and year. On those cars, the manual cars will have a Z linkage that connects from here under the headers. That's my light running out of battery. From here, it's like a Z connection that comes and connect to the shifter here. So, I don't know. Whatever I can source, I'll do. But yeah, that's future plans for the car. All right, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was the first time I take it out on the road, and it was pretty nice. It drove great. There's some problems with the car, but it's definitely a head-turner car. I got a lot of compliments in that small drive that I did. And we checked the underbody of the car. It's way better than I expected. It's looking really good. I'm really excited to see how this project will, and see how the future videos will go. Hopefully in the next video, I'm gonna start tackling the interior of it, take out the seats, carpet, and see how we're gonna fix up that interior. And then in the future, that T5 swap. And definitely here and there, I'm gonna fix the power steering lines and the leaks and tune it. So subscribe, like, share, comment on the video, and see you on the next one.